JBN, we keep you informed. I am Michelle Jones, and in the news, Nesta Bigger Morrison placed on St. Thomas most wanted list. The St. Thomas police have put Nesta Morrison, otherwise called Bigger, of 11 miles, Bulbe in the parish, on their wanted list. According to the police, Morrison is wanted for shooting with intent and illegal possession of firearm in the Bulbe area. They are urging him to immediately turn himself into the Yallas police or any other police station. In the meantime, the police are asking anyone with information on his whereabouts to contact the Yallas police at 876-982-5075, Crime Stop at 311, the police 119 emergency number, or the nearest police station. The police are also reminding citizens that it is a criminal offense to harbor or create a safe haven for criminals. Hospital rejects reports beaten teen on 1 month waiting list for MRI. The University Hospital of the West Indies has rejected reports that the 17-year-old girl who was beaten by a group of women at a party has been placed on a 1 month waiting list for magnetic resonance imaging MRI examination. According to the hospital, Kaylon Dowdy is in an unstable condition and cannot be off high ventilatory support for as long as 30 minutes, which will be required for the imaging examination. In the interest of the safety of the patient, this investigation has been deferred until the patient is stable enough to tolerate this procedure, said a spokesperson in a statement on Tuesday. Dowdy has already had 2 CT scans. The police have arrested several women in connection with the attack. They are expected to be questioned. Dowdy, a past student of Papine High School, was at an illegal party on November 7 along Barbican Road when she was attacked by the woman, reportedly because one did not like the way the teen looked at her. Ministry launches agricultural aid program to train young people. The government has launched a $10 million agricultural aid program to train more than 80 young people in technical agricultural skills and provide services to hundreds of farmers across the island. Participants in the program will be recruited through the Housing, Opportunity, Production and Employment Program and trained by Heart National Service Training Agency Trust and the Rural Agricultural Development Authority, RADA. The program will last for 3 years and will engage people under 35 with training for 6 months at different intervals. They will be paid $11,000 weekly from funds set aside by the Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries. The participants will be certified as agricultural assistants after they complete the training. Addressing the virtual launch of the program yesterday, Portfolio Minister Floyd Green said it is crucial to ensure that there is a nexus between our young people and agriculture and for the farming sector to thrive. We have crafted a program that will allow us to extend our extension services while training our young people in the fundamentals of agriculture to ensure that the sector goes forward, the minister said. He said that the participants will be helping with data gathering as the ministry wants to be driven by the best data available for its decision making, and they will get the up-to-date technical training to identify issues faced by farmers and feed them to the extension officers. Green said that at the end of the program, the ministry intends to create a pool of preferred applicants from which RADA can choose future extension officers. We expect that some of them will transition into using that technical expertise to set up their own farms or to expand their farms. The agricultural aid program is really a springboard for our young people to boost farming, the minister said. Jamaica passes 10,000 COVID mark. Jamaica has surpassed the 10,000 COVID case mark with 60 new cases of the disease and 2 new deaths recorded in the last 24 hours. The new cases consist of 25 males and 35 females, with ages ranging from 3 to 89 years. The country's total confirmed COVID-19 cases now stand at 10,019, of which 4,278 are active. Of the new cases, 18 are from Westmoreland, 16 are from Kingston and St. Andrew, 10 are from St. Catherine, 9 are from St. Anne, 3 are from St. James, and 1 each are from Clarendon, Manchester, St. Mary, and Trelawney. The ministry said 10 of the new cases are contacts of confirmed cases, and the other 50 are under investigation. Meanwhile, the 2 new deaths are that of an 88-year-old female from Kingston and St. Andrew and a 90-year-old male from Westmoreland. The country's death toll since the outbreak now stands at 233. Another death previously under investigation has now been classified as coincidental. The ministry also reported that 31 patients have recovered from the virus, bringing the country's total recoveries to 5,369. CDF abuse report cites nepotism as cash channeled to fund degrees for family connections. A compliance audit of the Constituency Development Fund, CDF, by the Auditor General's Department has unearthed cases of nepotism within the agency, managing the $1.26 billion program that operates out of the Office of the Prime Minister, OPM. In a report tabled in Parliament on Tuesday, the Auditor General's Department identified instances of payments to connected parties. Steps should be taken to establish objective criteria and clear guidelines for the implementation of educational development projects to ensure that these projects are administered in a fair and a transparent manner and reduce the risk of exploitation, nepotism, and misuse of funds distributed for these projects. Auditor General Pamela Monroe Ellis stated in her recommendation to the OPM. The AGD found that payments amounting to $190,000 for the years 2016 to 2017 and 2017 to 2018 were made to a university on behalf of an employee of the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation, which was actively involved in the implementation of CDF projects at the ministry to offset the cost of a postgraduate degree. Another case involved payments totaling $670,850 in 2016 to 2017 and 2017 to 2018 to another tertiary institution from the CDF of a Member of Parliament on behalf of the MP's relative to offset the cost of a bachelor's degree. The audit uncovered another instance in which a beneficiary who received financial assistance totaling $92,000 is the child of an employee of the CDF Program Management Unit, the agency that manages the funds. For the period under review covering 2015 to 2016 to 2019 to 2020, the Auditor General identified 21 beneficiaries who received a total of $2,465,900 to offset educational expenses at private educational institutions. Of this number, one family received financial assistance totaling $1,170,000. The father of the beneficiaries was an employee in the constituency office of a former Member of Parliament. The Auditor General said that the absence of established objective criteria and the documented guidelines to manage the implementation of educational development projects increased the risk that these projects were not administered in an equitable and transparent manner. She warned that this might facilitate the exploitation and misuse of funds allocated for these projects. Citing inadequate controls over educational development projects, Monroe Ellis said that the CDF initiatives should be developed based on the needs identified through consultation with constituents at meetings, which are mandatory and held in each constituency at least once every 2 years. Projects geared at educational development are eligible for funding under the CDF. The objective of these projects is to provide financial assistance to needy students attending basic, primary, secondary, tertiary, and vocational training institutions to offset school fees, examination fees, the cost of uniforms, books, and other relevant school supplies for students in each respective constituency. Responding, the OPM CDF Program Management Unit said the findings of the audit would be brought to the attention of the CDF Parliamentary Committee and consultation will be had with the Ministry of Finance and the Public Service with respect to guidelines and established criteria. House passes dog attack law. The House of Representatives on Tuesday afternoon passed the new dog attack law with 17 amendments. Justice Minister Delroy Chuck had tabled the bill, which will now move to the Senate for its approval. During Tuesday's sitting, Chuck said under the proposed law, convicts would be fined for the offences as set out in the law. Where they fail to pay the fine, they would be imprisoned. The bill proposes fines ranging from $500,000 to $3 million, or imprisonment from 6 months to 15 years. However, Chuck said convicts will not attract a criminal record. Under the law, civil liability can be incurred if the dog causes injury in any place other than its home or where it's normally kept. PM allocates fund for emergency road repairs and cleanup. Prime Minister Andrew Holness says $1 billion has been allocated to commence emergency road repairs and cleanup activities across the island, following an extended period of heavy rainfall which caused extensive damage in several communities over the last 3 weeks. Holness made the announcement in Parliament last evening, noting that $15 million will, through the National Works Agency, NWA, be distributed to members of Parliament, MPs, as part of the cyclical mitigation program, which usually coincides with the Christmas period and covers the bushing and drain cleaning, as well as the patching of roads across all 63 constituencies. The Prime Minister said priority should be given to the patching of thoroughfares as motorists continue to reel from the effects of damage to road surfaces. With strict instructions, Holness said the money is to be spent in very specific ways, outlining that a minimum of $7 million must be spent on patching, while $4 million can be spent on debushing, $2 million for beautification purposes, and $2 million for drain cleaning. Sums from the latter categories can be reallocated to the patching of roads, he pointed out. We see their difficulty, and it is for this reason we have taken the decision to make funds available at both the national level and the constituency level to each member of Parliament to start the process of rehabilitation of some of the worst road conditions across the island, Holness told the House. He said while the disbursement might not be enough to carry out extensive rehabilitation work, it will be able to carry out works that are desperately required. We see the difficulty of road users at this time, and that is why we are now responding, the Prime Minister said. The allocations that we have made, the $7 million from the $15 million to patching, has to be used very strategically. The government does not have separate resources to allocate to members of Parliament to patch roads of their choice. So it is one pie. It is one set of roads, so we all have to collaborate, he cautioned. He said had the decision been left up to the NWA, which is not politically aligned, the entity would have employed a strategy based on the growth of the economy in determining which roads to repair. So you'll be looking at which roads get the most capacity, and it would be those roads that you want to focus most of your resources, Holness stated. He said the program was therefore designed to benefit citizens in badly affected communities, though these corridors may not carry the greater volume of traffic. So the government has taken a balanced approach. The residents in Mile Gully in northwestern Manchester will also benefit. To be fair, the residents don't bring the pressure on the NWA, they bring the pressure on the MP, and it is the MP that has to at least have some capacity to respond, he said. So the idea is not for us to waste resources or give it to the MPs to do as they wish, but through a process of collaboration, let's look at the roads that are needed to support our economic development and to support the movement of traffic. But also, let's look at the roads that cause severe inconvenience to local communities, he said, adding the MPs and councillors are in the best position to address these issues. JBN, we keep you informed. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.